Welcome to another inventright.com TV show. Today we have inventor-friendly patent attorney on. Welcome, Damon.
Hi, Andrew. Thanks for having me.
You're the perfect person to have on for this topic. We're going to talk about how to work with your patent attorney. Damon's going to give you some great inventor-friendly tips. Damon, take it away.
Well, it's funny because, a lot of inventors are intimidated by patent attorneys because, for whatever reason, people are intimidated by lawyers. And the first thing I want to tell you is that you should not be an intimidating process. Feel free to ask questions and ask as many questions as you need in order to understand the process that's going on. But let me give you a few tips that will be helpful to you sort of in the future for whether you work with me or whether you work with another attorney. One of them is you really need to keep focused on what the patent attorney is asking you. So, for example, when I ask somebody, tell me in a few short sentences what your invention is about and what technology area you're covering. I often get somebody starting to tell me about how they came up with the idea many, many years ago and all the troubles that they had, and on and on and on about, just the story behind the question that they're trying to respond to. And honestly, I don't need to hear that. And I don't want to hear that because what I want to do is condense down to what your specific needs. And if you didn't know it already, attorneys charge by the hour. So if you want to chit chat about something, then you're going to be paying for that, and it's rather expensive. So one way to keep your costs down is to stay focused. When an attorney asks you a question, think about the question before you respond and answer only the question. Now, what I often do is I'll stop the person mid-sentence. I'll say, stop. Here's the question. Would you please answer it? Some people get offended by that. But what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get to the heart of the matter and save you money by getting to where we need to get to as fast as possible. That's a really common issue with a lot of clients. And over time, my clients get much better at calling me and telling me about exactly what we need to do, and we're very efficient about what we do. That's one thing. Another thing is that people, for whatever reason, lie to their attorneys. It's an interesting phenomena. I'll ask somebody, "Hey, did you practice this somewhere else?" They'll say, "No, I didn't." Automatically, they'll just, whatever the wrong answer is, that's what they'll say. You need to be really upfront with your patent attorney, especially because the things that you do, the things that you've done with your invention are important as far as whether there's a bar to patenting or not. And that will come up and bite you later if we don't know about it ahead of time. We can always manage information that we know about. We can't manage information that we don't know about. So always be honest with your patent attorney. As far as communication with your patent attorney, we all understand. I understand that as an inventor, you're in a hurry. You want to get this thing done. You're nervous. You're very concerned. There's lots of sort of emotion built into this process. But I've had, potential clients call me 3, 4, 5, 6 times a day. If I don't answer right away, they call and they call and they call, and that's completely inappropriate because, I'm busy. I'm with other clients. I have other people's needs to respond to, and I will get to you within a couple of days. An appropriate time to follow up is 3 to 4 days. If you haven't heard back in 3 to 4 days, send an email, send a message, or text, but don't call continually because that just makes everybody, crazy. I don't know, Andrew, you have any questions?
Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense, Damon. You got your nose very deep in writing patents for people, and if you're just picking up the phone every 2 minutes, you're not in sales. You're performing that function, and it's rare that a patent needs to be filed that quickly. So being patient and not bugging the patent attorney every 2 minutes and letting them do their job, I think it's reasonable. I want to talk about one subject, Damon, that I think I've talked to you about before, is that your patent attorney is only as good as the information you give them. And I think that inventors and some patent attorneys fall down on this. So when you say, here's my widget, you can't just say, here's my widget. You got to say, here's my widget with all the variations, workarounds, possible improvements, even if they're not the ones I'm selling, so you have a strong patent. And most inventors completely fail to do that. They just go, here's exactly what my widget is, and they don't think about additional protection for other variations or other improvements. And here's what I think, and you tell me if you think I'm wrong on this, but you might not know because you do your own thing. But I think a lot of attorneys don't push the inventor for more information about various workarounds and improvements, and that's why we have so many garbage patents. The inventor didn't do it, the patent attorney didn't want to, they just wanted to get the money from the inventor, they didn't push them for it, and then you have all these garbage patents that are out there, which, our students all the time, they find these patents they're concerned about, picture looks similar, and then they read through the claims, I'm like, this is junk, this doesn't protect much of anything. So do you agree with that or not?
Well, so, what's difficult about this particular topic is that, as I said before, inventors are often intimidated by the attorney, and so they're not as forthcoming as they can be. And there's sort of another competing thing that if you charge by an hourly basis, you don't want to talk too much. So you kind of constantly struggle between, having full disclosure and not, going off the rails on the billing. And so what I like to do is I like to tell my clients, listen, I want to talk to you. We have a relationship. We're going to be in business together for 4 to 5 years. You can spend a lot of money with me. I want to know what it is about your invention that, excites you, and that what your thinking process was and how you think. And so I charge on a commodity basis. So I charge a fee for the patent, and then we just get the work done. We work together to get it done. And I think if you can establish a relationship with a patent attorney so that they know what you're after and they're involved and engaged in your process, that's really important in picking your attorney and staying with the attorney that you have. That part which you've identified, Andrew, is critically important in my mind to exploring the breadth of each patent or each invention and defining the claims in a way that gets the inventor as much coverage as possible.
On that topic, as far as working with your patent attorney, if they do believe there's variations, workarounds, improvements, would it be nice for them to write it as clearly as possible and send an email? Is email communications, clear email communications, not pages of rambling, helpful in saving the attorney time, in creating clarity because it's in writing? Do you find that to be useful? Do you recommend inventors do that with their patent attorney?
I do, because it forces you to refine what your process and how you're thinking about things. And I think that's critically important. I also think that how you develop the application is important. So, for example, in my practice, I start with pictures because I'm kind of a picture guy. So we start with the figures, and I'll send that to the inventor. And it's important at that point for the inventor to look at the pictures and say, oh, does this really tell my story in pictures? As if, if there were no words, would this tell the story? And then we do the claims, and then we do the specification. And each step requires inventors to input. Now, what I want from an inventor is thoughtful input at each point. The worst thing in the world is to get to the end of the thing, end of the line of the specification written, and they say, oh, hey, I forgot, there's this, and this. And it's like, oh, now we have to do a complete rewrite of many paragraphs of the specification, and that gets costly. So when you're working with a patent attorney, when they send you something to review, that's the time to really sit down and dig in and think about what the patent attorney has written. And if you can't understand what they've written, to call them and get some understanding about what it is that's on the page.
Got it. Thank you so much, Damon. Inventor-friendly patent attorney Damon Kali. I want to remind everybody to take care, keep inventing. Make sure to check out inventright.com. We'll catch up with you on the next show. See ya. Bye.
Hi, this is Stephen Key, and I just want to thank you for watching InventRight TV. We're here to save you time, save you money, and show you how you can bring your products to market through licensing. So please subscribe down below, click on the button, and tell your friends. Thank you.